Hello students, welcome to the YouTube channel of SRIRAM's IAS. My name is Pragya. So in today's episode, we are going to analyze the key takeaways from the budget 2024. So as you all are aware that the 2024-2025 budget has been presented by our Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. So this budget focuses on job creation, tax rationalization, consumption, boosting consumption rather, women empowerment, so the basic focus is on job creation, tax rationalization, consumption and women empowerment. The 9 priority areas that have been included in this year's budget include productivity, jobs, energy sector, social justice, urban development, infrastructure and reforms. There have been new generation reforms in this budget which we will be discussing in the further slides. So let us begin by discussing the key takeaways or the key highlights of the Union Budget 2024-2025. So if you talk about the agriculture sector, rupees 1.52 lakhs crores have been allocated towards the agriculture and allied sectors. Substantial funding would be provided for R&D initiatives, especially in the sectors such as production, manufacturing, supply of pulses and oils. So agriculture and allied sector has definitely benefited from the budget 2024-2025. This was announced in the interim budget as well, that yes, the farmers would be the prime focus of the upcoming budget if the government comes to power. Then there is defense sector. It has been allocated rupees 4.56 lakh crore towards defense expenditure for the financial year 2025. However, this amount is lower than what was stated in the interim budget. Moving towards the next sector, customs duty. Basic custom duty on mobile phones, mobile PCD, mobile charges has been reduced to 15%. Custom duty has also been reduced on 3 important medicines. It has been 0 on 3 important medicines that will help the cancer patients. Then if you talk about gold, platinum, etc., it has been reduced to 6% on gold and silver, platinum to 6.4%. It also exempts custom duties on 25 critical minerals and lowers basic custom duty for 2 of them, because we are on a mineral mission and this mineral mission has been announced in this budget. Moving towards the next sector, employment and skilling, very important focus, and the key highlight from this year's budget is employment and skilling. 5 new schemes aimed at boosting employment and skilling with an allocation of rupees 2 lakh crores have been announced by our finance minister. See, India boasts of a very young demographic dividend, but if you talk about the unemployment rates, definitely we have a very high unemployment rate among the youth population. So that is why the focus is on employment and skillings, and 5 new schemes have been announced in this year's budget so as to fulfill the employment needs of the young demographic population that we are having in India. Moving forward, The government plans to launch 3 employment-linked incentive schemes. One scheme will provide direct benefit transfers totaling up to rupees 15,000 in 3 installments to new employees with a salary limit of rupees 1 lakh per month, benefiting 2.1 lakh youths. So, you see that yes, youth employment, that has been a key issue in the elections, has been taken care of in this year's budget. Employers will receive reimbursements up to rupees 3,000 per month for 2 years per new employee, aiming to create 50 lakh new jobs and benefit 30 lakhs youth in India. Moving forward. Another initiative aims to provide internships to 1 crore youth over 5 years. So, not only they are trying to benefit the new upcoming job seekers, upcoming employees, they are also trying to benefit the students who seek internships. So, that is why this initiatives at the first stage will benefit the new employees. At the second stage, it will benefit the internship, student internships. Then rental housing will also be provided for industrial workers, facilitated under a public-private partnership model. Because they lack the basic hygiene, they lack the basic facilities while working for the industries, and that is why this housing scheme has also been provided, so that the labor does not run away. Because we are focusing on MSMEs this year budget, in this year's budget, which we will be discussing that what has been announced for the MSME sector. So, once you are trying to focus on the MSME sector, you need to take care of the workers as well. So, that is why this rental housing scheme has also been announced. If you talk about women empowerment, very important focus, and the another key highlight from this year's budget is women empowerment. Over rupees 3 lakh crore has been allocated for schemes benefiting women and girls, and this will also help in creating hostels and other skill sets for women and girls. See, there has been a report that most of the women drop out of the labor workforce after marriage. They do not even return back. So, this again has been taken care of, that yes, women empowerment should be there, women should not drop out of the workforce, and that is why all of these money has been allocated towards facilitating the women empowerment. Moving forward. To the education sector, government has allocated rupees 1.26 lakh crore for the education sector for financial year 2025, and UPSC has also been given a huge allocation for conducting the examinations. Moving forward. To the tourism sector, the finance minister has proposed supporting the development of corridors at Vishnupad temple and Mahabodhi temple, following the model of the Kashi Vishwanath temples. So, you can see that the India is trying to focus on the spiritual tourism, because this is very important. You see the corridors at the Kashi Vishwanath temples, the temple corridor at places such as Vindhyachal. You might not have heard about the Vindhyachal, but yes, it is a spiritual place and it is a widely worshipped place. So, yes, in every temple, every important temple, if you will go, you will find that yes, the government is trying to improve the infrastructure to boost tourism, and the same has been done with the Vishnupad temple and Mahabodhi temple in Bihar. Bihar and Andhra Pradesh have been in focus in this year's budget. If we talk about the energy sector, government proposes to expand list of exempted capital goods used in the manufacturing of solar cells and panels. Why? Because we have this commitment that we will shift from non-renewable energy to renewable energy. That is why when India had the G20 presidency, you could see that Global Biofuels Alliance was also launched, and this capital goods, exempted capital goods will also facilitate the PM Surya Ghar scheme. We will discuss the PM Surya scheme in our further slides. Mining sector, as I said that yes, we are on a mineral mission. So, announces critical mineral mission, government to launch auction of first offshore mining blocks, and that is why the custom duties have been decreased on 25 important critical minerals, and the BCD has also been decreased on 2 of them. If you talk about the MSME sector, credit guarantee scheme has been given where they will be given the loan facility without having any collateral. The government will reduce the turnover threshold of MSME buyers for mandatory onboarding on TREDS platform from rupees 500 crore to 250 crores, and this TREDS platform is there to help the MSME sector. Not only this, SIDBI new branches have been announced. 24 new branches has also been announced. And what is SIDBI? It is the Small Industrial Development Bank of India. So, 24 new branches of SIDBI has also been announced in this year's budget to facilitate the MSME sector. And the public banks will also have an in-house management system to assess the credit eligibility for the MSME sector so that they can get easy loans without having any collaterals. Moving forward, very important, you will also be curious that ma'am, what is in the budget for the salaried employees, for the middle class, because middle class has been in focus. So, from 3 to 7 lakhs, if your income falls between 0 to 3 lakhs, 0 tax, 3 to 7 lakhs 5%, 7 to 10 lakhs 10%, 10 to 12 lakhs 15%, 12 to 15 lakhs 20%, and above 15 lakhs 30%. The key highlight is that the standard deduction has been increased from rupees 50,000 to rupees 75,000. If you talk about the deductions in family pension, they also have been increased from rupees 15,000 to rupees 25,000. So, this has been increased. And if you talk about the salaried class, as per the statement made by our Honorable Finance Minister, the salaried class is going to save rupees 17,500 in income tax. The new tax regime has been made mandatory, however, the employers can choose the benefits of the old tax regime. Moving forward, limit of exemption at capital gains proposed at rupees 1.2 lakh a year. STT on FNO hiked to 0.02% and 0.1%. That means your gains from the FNO sector, that is futures and options trading. This controversy was going on since last few days in the news as well, that yes, the government is planning to tax your FNO income. So, finally, this has been announced and it has been hiked to 0.02% and 0.1%. Corporate tax on foreign companies reduced to 25%. Limit of LTCG hiked from 10% to 12.5%. Short-term gains on certain financial assets will be 20%, rest is applicable tax rate. And one key highlight is angel tax has been abolished from all classes of investors. So, angel tax has been abolished. However, LTCG limit has been hiked from 10% to 12.5%. TDS rate on e-commerce operators to be reduced to 0.1% from 1%. Tax rate of 20% on certain assets, rest to attract applicable tax rates. Abolishment of angel tax, as I have said, professionals in MNCs who gets employer stock option programs and then invest in movable assets abroad of up to rupees 20 lakh has been decriminalized or non-penalized. In fact, there has been a change in structure in the insolvency and bankruptcy code as well. Then where does rupee comes from? 19% income tax, union excise duties 5%, GST and other taxes 18%, corporation tax 17%, borrowing and other liabilities 27%, non-tax receipts 9%, non-debt capital receipts 1% and customs 4%. So basically this is where your rupee comes from. And what is the expenditure? Where does this rupee goes? So expenditures 9%, pensions, schemes, finance commission and other transfers, interest payments by the government, central sector scheme and then subsidies and defense. So this is where your tax goes to, okay, where your rupee goes to. If you talk about the land reforms that have been announced. So land and administration, urban planning, usage and building bylaws in both rural and urban areas. They will digitize all your land records. Land registries will be created in the rural areas. All land in rural areas to be assigned unique land parcel identification number. So this is a very huge step that has been taken, that all your land records will now be digitized. If you talk about the next generation reforms, but before this let's just talk about the infrastructure reforms, okay, the infrastructure reforms that have been announced. So PM Awas Yojana has been announced 2.0. That will create 1 crore houses in cities and a particular amount has been allotted to the PM Awas Yojana 2.0. Then there is Koshi Mechi corridor. For this, the infrastructure allocation has been announced. Then there will be roads constructed. Budget has also been allocated towards construction of roads in around 25,000 villages. Then support will be given to Assam and Himachal Pradesh to mitigate floods. Uttarakhand and Sikkim to deal with cloud bursts, to deal with flash floods. So all these infrastructure reforms have also been announced in this year's budget. Now let's discuss the next generation reforms. Technology to speed up digitization of economy. Jan Vishwas Bill 2.0 to improve the ease of doing business. States to be incentivized to implement business reform action plans and digitization. Then PM Surya Ghar, another very important scheme. More than 1.2 crore registrations and 14 lakhs applications receive under the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Pumped storage policy to be brought out for electricity storage and smooth integration of renewable energy in the overall energy mix. Not only this, a joint venture has been announced. A joint venture has been announced between NTPC and BHEL. Wherein they would be installing 800 thermal plants. Using the AUSC technology. As I said, the focus is on shifting from non-renewable energy resources to renewable energy resources. So, Muft Bijli Yojana PM Surya Ghar. It is an important highlight of this year's budget. If we talk about the budget estimates for this year or upcoming year, so fiscal deficit has lowered to 4.9% from 5.1% in the interim budget. Aims to reach a fiscal deficit of below 4.5% by financial year 2026. Expenditure for financial year 2025 seen at rupees 48.21 lakh crore. Yes. Market borrowing has decreased to rupees 14.01 lakh crore from 15.43 lakh crore for financial year 2024. Receipts for financial year 25 seen at rupees 32.07 lakh crore. And not only this, to fulfill our climate challenges, to fulfill our climate commitments, climate finance taxonomy has also been announced. In this year's budget, so that we can fulfill our transition to green energy, so that we can fulfill our climate targets. So, this was the key takeaways and highlights from this year's budget. I hope it was clear for you and it was easy for you to understand. If you like today's discussion, you can like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting content. Thank you.